Have you ever felt like you're in the right place at the right time, but for the wrong reason? Like you've stumbled into a situation that feels way too big for you, and all you want to do is hide? If so, I want to tell you a story that might just change your perspective. It's about a young woman who found herself in the most powerful position in the land, only to be faced with an impossible choice. This is the story of Esther. Now, Esther wasn't born into royalty. She was an ordinary Jewish girl, an orphan raised by her cousin Mordecai in Persia. But life had a funny way of working out for her. Through a series of unlikely events, this unknown girl won the king's favor and became the queen of Persia. It sounds like a fairy tale, right? A dream come true. She had everything anyone could ever want: wealth, power, a palace. She could have lived a life of comfort and ease, completely detached from the struggles of the world outside her palace walls. But a storm was brewing. A wicked and powerful man named Haman, one of the king's top advisors, developed a deep-seated hatred for Esther's people, the Jews. He despised them, and he especially hated her cousin Mordecai, who refused to bow down to him. This hatred consumed Haman, and he devised a monstrous plan. He manipulated the king, convincing him to issue a decree to annihilate every single Jewish person in the entire Persian Empire, men, women, and children all sentenced to death. On a single day, when Mordecai learned of this horrifying plot, he was devastated. He sent a message to Esther, pleading with her to go to the king and beg for her people's lives. But this was not a simple request. In the Persian court, there was a strict law. No one, not even the queen, could approach the king uninvited. The penalty for breaking this rule was death, unless the king chose to extend his golden scepter and spare their life. Esther was terrified. She was the queen, yes, but she was also just a person. She sent a message back to Mordecai, reminding him of the law. I could be killed, she was essentially saying. This is too risky. She was caught between the safety of her position and the terrifying responsibility of her identity. Staying silent meant she might survive, but her people would be destroyed. Speaking up meant she might save her people, but she could lose her own life in the process. This is where the story turns. Mordecai sent back a message that would echo through history. He told her, do and think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. And then he asked her the question that changes everything. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? For such a time as this, those words hit Esther hard. Suddenly, her entire life clicked into focus. Her unlikely journey to the palace, her position as queen, it wasn't just a coincidence. It wasn't just good luck. It was for a purpose. She was exactly where she needed to be, at the exact moment she was needed most. Her fear was still there, but now it was overshadowed by a powerful sense of calling. So Esther made her choice. She sent a message back to Mordecai, telling him to gather all the Jews and fast for her for 3 days. And then she said those famous courageous words, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish. This is the essence of true bravery. It's not about being fearless. It's about feeling the fear, acknowledging the risk, and choosing to act anyway because something greater is at stake. Esther walked into that throne room, uninvited, her heart pounding, not knowing if she would live or die. But she walked in faith. The king saw her, and instead of anger, he felt love. He extended his golden scepter, and Esther's life was spared. She masterfully revealed Haman's wicked plot, and in a stunning reversal of fate, her people were saved, and their enemy was brought to justice. An entire nation was rescued because one woman chose courage over comfort. Now think about your own life. Think about the unique circumstances you find yourself in right now. Your job, your family, your community, your skills, your experiences. Maybe you feel insignificant. Maybe you feel like you're in over your head. But what if, like Esther, you're exactly where you're meant to be? What if you've been positioned where you are, with your specific gifts and platform for such a time as this? You might not be a queen in a palace, but your sphere of influence matters. That difficult conversation you need to have, that person you feel prompted to help, that stand you need to take for what's right, it might feel scary. It might feel risky, but it could also be your for such a time as this moment. Bravery isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing faith in the face of it. So look around. Your kingdom, big or small, might just be waiting for you to find your courage. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more inspiration.